thought that
coming up
somebody,
on my time to talk.
You could wake up tomorrow and they say, oh, we're in martial law. Do you know what I mean? You can't go here, you can't go there. We're so, and then like when they
that was it. That was it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Isn't this self-thinking? Because basically there's a railroad that's being built through sub-Saharan Africa in order for them to more quickly and effectively steal the resources out of the Congo. And it doesn't matter who is in charge, like somebody has to secure the bag. So
and like we said, with 50%, some men went into some meeting and said, do you know what? I find it quicker when I pee standing up. Do you guys? Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna get
something that
you just piss against the wall,
and it washes it away, and you just wash it. It just goes in there. Yeah, should we do that? Okay.
Same
way. Exactly, and I could give a.
I'd ask for compensation.
I mean, I would say like, I remember when your mother crippled your mentality about your toys. That's probably why you haven't.
Wow, on the upside, dinosaurs are now extinct. So when he has to learn that sad fact, like he has already learned.
I think you know that already. My time to talk.
Hello and welcome to the show.
My time. She's looking like a prize. I mean, no.
Shade come quick time today.
You know, I'm going to get a little bit of it.
You see how I'm still shining now?
You still look good. So, today we are going into the weekly affair.
Is there?
Do you want to move over a little switch? Because Rhea's like...
The weekly affair. The weekly... We should probably get a tune written up about that. The weekly, yeah. Oh, mind you, too late now, isn't it? So who's going to start with the first weekly affair?
Shall I start?
Yeah, go.
Oh.
Right, well, my weekly affair.
Weekly affair.
Oh, answer to the riddle is.
Was it me that had it?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
Prepare.
That was the only thing that I didn't prepare.
Oh, was you prepared,
What
Mum?
was we?
Disgrace.
Disgrace.
One thing amongst many.
This is disgusting.
Is not
I think it was
problem.
T-shirt.
What?
So Rhea
The
and
answer
I
was T-shirt.
Do you think so?
Something about
Oh, yeah.
arms,
a
no
neck
legs,
and
neck,
no
leg.
hands.
Oh, yeah. That was true.
So I'll save you Google it.
Okay.
It was
T-shirt.
It was T-shirt.
Well, that's the answer now. We don't know whether that was the answer at the time.
Do not comment if it was wrong. I'll take your word for it.
So my weekly affair, sorry guys, bit of a sad one. So
Oh, yeah.
Birmingham news. So there was this couple from, I think it was in Handsworth in Birmingham, and basically they are in court at the moment, accused of starving and burying their son. He was 3 years old. His name was Abaya. And basically these people, he was found buried in a garden. Basically, this is, I think, after the family had left the house, a couple of years after they found the body of this little boy.
Did he put it up on Facebook that our child did in the garden?
He told them.
He told somebody.
So they were saying basically these people were like living off the grid. I put some pictures up of like the front of the house and stuff. So like they've kind of barricaded the house, like they've called themselves like part of a kingdom. I hate the fact that they've keep putting in the headline something about vegan couple, because I don't see what the fuck their veganism has got to do with it.
You know.
I'm a vegan and I've never fucking starved my kid to death. But yeah, so basically they were living this alternative lifestyle apparently. All they found in the house is like coconut shells, minimal food. And obviously this poor boy, we don't even know what the hell he's had to live through. But they're saying that he's died of respiratory illnesses made worsened by severe malnourishment. He had rickets, he had anemia, stunted growth. Apparently the couple then embalmed and buried the poor little boy 80 centimetres deep in their home in Handsworth. So this is the beginning of COVID, and this is what I kind of just wanted to say. Like, it's another scandal that's come from this COVID situation, that it's another child that's been allowed to just and just be neglected, and it's fallen through the cracks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear the lessons will be learnt and the this and that.
And let's have the investigation.
Yeah, like what is these investigations actually doing?
Or something.
Like what the fuck are they doing? Obviously, in the meantime, I'm glad that these people have been convicted today. I don't think that
they are going to be convicted.
No, they have. Juries unanimously convicted Ty and Naomi after hearing how they kept their son. The body of their son in their bed for 8 days after he died.
But they haven't said how long they're going to give him. And like some of these people are getting away with murder, really and truly.
Yeah. So it is still going through the courts, isn't it?
You're living off the grid, but you're still on welfare, and you're still on and he was actually reported because they didn't see him, come to any meetings or anything like that, and they actually reported it to the police. People reported it to the police. Went down there as a care, one of those welfare checks, and still didn't see him. Do you know what I mean? And you go away, and it's like, okay, like we've done our job. We've gone down there and had a look. We didn't see him, but it's okay. Type of thing. We are in COVID.
And that's it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to be allowed to get away with this shit because they'll say, oh, well, we weren't allowed to, like COVID restrictions meant that, we weren't allowed to actually go inside properties or whatever. Like, our things were restricted, so we've done the best we could. But it's not good enough, do you know what I mean? Like, it really isn't good enough. And it's...
I actually thought that cause she actually comes from England. He's Nigerian and came to England from Nigeria. And it makes me wonder, like, why isn't there another family member saying, well, we haven't seen him for a while, like, or we haven't even seen them for a while, and not think like, well, they just don't want to talk to us because they've started a kingdom. Anybody who tells you that they've gone off grid and started a kingdom and they're still living in an area,
an educated woman. This is a graduate woman. Apparently, she studied immunology or something. So they know full well the effects of what they were going to do to this child.
But I'm saying that,
and how come they haven't been starved to death? Why are they fucking still living there? Do you know what I mean? How have they?
Although they did say that they were emaciated as well.
Well, they obviously were still freaking able to walk around and think it though.
But I'm saying, like, there must be other family members because she was born and bred in Birmingham, and so I'm sure she's not an only child. Somebody should have been like alerted to the fact that but why haven't we seen them, and how can they be living in the country and they've gone off grid? I mean, you can't go off grid if you're living in the country still. I mean, you're still living in an urban area.
They
do you know what I mean? But I'm saying that you shouldn't be allowed to,
especially when you've got children.
If you've been given
I feel like
money off welfare,
you leave at least one person should know where you're at in case of emergency. But otherwise, I wouldn't say like living off grid is a bad thing. Like, if you're able to feed yourself, like you've got to sustain some land or something. But you can't be just killing kids because you can't feed them. Like, you gotta.
And you're saying it's your kingdom. I'm starting a new kingdom.
Also, like, I'm sorry, like,
that's a mental person.
But within that like culture, I don't know how compulsory it is to be having sex all the while when you're married. But like, you need to be limiting that a little bit. If you ain't got the, you know, resources to support it, you can't be just offing them. And obviously, I don't know the situation of how it occurred and stuff like that. But either way,
I think it's very sad that we can be living in a sort of an environment whereby the next person is not 3 miles away or something. And a child can die in that situation. I think every time I hear it, I think to myself, you know, how sad is that we're living in a community and a child actually can pass away from neglect. Do you know what I mean?
But
like,
it
what
happens
is the
so
world
many
coming
times.
to?
Look at that
That's
Arthur
what I mean.
Lavigne Hughes. That was from Birmingham as well.
Yeah.
And the neighbour said they could hear the boy crying,
crying
oh, please
and things
feed
like
me
that.
and all
Why?
of this
You
shit.
know, but they
Like,
say,
what the fuck is going
but they
on?
do say something, but nobody takes any notice. And then, I mean, like, I can remember us ringing, you know, because we could hear a child crying upstairs all the time, and them saying, oh, well, you know, could you just phone the police? And we rang NC, you know,
NSP.
and they says like, oh, could you just ring the police? And it's like, why? I'm ringing the right people as far as I'm concerned. Do you know what I mean? Like, do I want the police in my house? No. Type of thing. Do I want them to know that I've told about them?
Yeah,
or
because then the police come knocking on your door.
Because I still have to live in that area.
You made a report,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
everybody knows, and then they go knocking on their door
I
next,
just
and
don't
that's
answer
true.
the door after.
That's true.
And when they call back, I'm like, no, I'm just not gonna answer that call.
Yeah, well, that's
So,
it.
yeah, sad. So rest in peace, poor little
Yeah,
boy,
rest in
man.
peace. So, do you want to? Oh, mine is the Korean martial law thing. You know, the thought of overnight somebody could put you in martial law is very, very concerning. To think
So
that
for those not in the know, what happened?
martial law is where they bring in the army and take over the government.
So they police.
And the policing and everything
But
like
hasn't
that.
it been like that for a while?
No, because they stopped
Only
it.
just started it.
No, because they overnight, because they'd fought the fight before now, the Koreans, and got it back into a democratic thing. But they had a president that was obviously going mental. And he decided overnight that he was going to put the whole country back into martial law so that they could take over the running of the country. Do you know what I mean? And these people are used to, like, it's practically dictatorship. And you know what dictatorship is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Well,
like,
So imagine,
so
like, you know, when
overnight,
they're sending the army sometimes to shut down the city
No, I
if
know
it's
what
riots are
martial
happening and
law
stuff.
is,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, I didn't realise that they weren't under that anyway. I
No,
thought that it was
no.
that isn't it Kim Jong Un?
no,
No,
it's
that's
what's
South
it?
Korea.
That's
Oh, no. Is that
oh,
North Korea?
yeah.
That's
Some
North Korea.
what's it? But I'm saying the thing that I'm
sorry.
highlighting is the fact that the UN wasn't coming in to, you know, like the United Nations is supposed to be there for like governing like countries
Supposed to.
on a whole type of thing, and the thought that somebody, you know, you could wake up tomorrow and they say, oh, we're in martial law. Do you know what I mean? You can't go here, you can't go there. We're so, and then
But that's
like
what they did in
when they
COVID as well.
when they
That was
yeah,
it. That was it.
but
basically,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying is that, you know, they did that in COVID. Like they locked down and they made police people. You know, because like this is like, oh, you're not supposed to be out. type of
You're not
thing.
exercising.
And I'm telling you
And
that
when they
was,
said you
that
you
was
might get
probably
paid, they were like,
yeah,
me out the window,
yeah.
reporting.
But I'm saying that it's very, you know, it's very concerning that somebody could actually do that overnight.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, well, we're having problems.
Yeah.
You know, people are throwing bombs
Like a
at
riot
people.
happened
Or
or
there's a
something.
riot
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
on.
Like,
So we
people are
need to
just
get the country back
already being
in
respectful.
control.
Yeah.
Do you get what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm grateful that they're not under that now
Yeah.
anymore.
And then suddenly overnight, somebody can put
just
you in
you want more
martial
power.
law, and then when the people fought against it, they were ready to kill them, type of thing, like for fighting against it because they don't want to go back to that type of thing. So now they've reversed it, but I'm highlighting the fact that somebody could do that to a country overnight. Do you know what I mean?
You have to also recognise as well that sometimes, best believe those weapons aren't always for if a country attacks us.
That's why we've got it.
It's if you attack them and fight back. That those are what those weapons are. Because they will just drop those nukes on you like, boom, okay,
that's it.
we're in our safe
It's
house.
still a
bunch of domestic terrorists.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely.
And like COVID, they got the people that agreed with COVID to police the people that, because there was there was arguments, there was people that had their mask on and they didn't want to put mask on, and they were going in the shop and people would go, put your mask on. Like that's gonna
you couldn't even just have a
that's gonna help you.
You couldn't even choke in public. If you'd sip your drink wrong, you was like
You'd rather fucking literally choke on
and if you just had a little fit, have a little just to clear your voice, and I was like, oh, what the bad side.
You're trying to kill me.
And then for a second, it was like also if you sneezed as well. And
God!
Is a sneeze included? That's just nasty anyway.
Still
We
bodily
don't want
functions.
that.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Like, some of us were doing that anyway.
We were already trying to stay clean.
Some of us do wash hands regular.
Some of us stay.
So anyway, that is the main reason why I'm highlighting that as my weekly affair. It was just like it was just like so like scary that somebody could actually put you in martial law overnight and expect you just to say, oh, that's okay, that's fine, we don't mind, type of thing. It's like, no. And I pray that if we do have another COVID, that we don't go just, like blindly
to always be the sheep. There's people still getting their booster jabs up to now. So they'll always be the sheep.
Type of thing.
What I mean?
But there you go. So moving on.
So my weekly affair is my period kicked my motherfucking ass this week. Oh my god, the worst yet. I feel like I just mentally just felt like I'm over it, as well as I'm crazy, as well as oh my god, just why is this happening to me? Why does it have to keep happening to me? Like generally it literally just shifts your whole mentality of what you look like, how you feel. Physically you change how you look as well. Like it. And even though you're aware that, okay, yeah, it's happening and I'm going to have some different feelings, it's still happening. So you're still having to say this word.
Compartmentalize.
That you are going to have, you've got these different feelings going on. Yeah. And it's just uncontrollable. And then to have, that constant conversation or dialogue with people when that's happening is exhausting, because it's also a case of to have that conversation is okay, especially with men, it's a thingy, but you're aware that it happens. It's 50% of the population that it's happening to, and it's a real inconvenience to have to explain yourself on something that's natural. Also, I think adding onto that is the fact of when it comes to in the toilet, why there's not just sanitary products. You've got a sanitary bin. Why is there not just sanitary products in the fucking bathroom? Just put them in the bathroom.
You can get a condom, but you can't get a sanitary towel.
Men have so many like they have like urinals in their bathroom, which obviously to change out, like in normal houses you've got a toilet. Do you get what I mean? So to make a whole different thing
for men in their toilets,
to make it convenient for them to pee, but we can't get a £1 something like bunch of just can fill up the bathrooms of every single woman's freaking toilet and just make it as a commodity, because as far as I'm concerned, why are you making that
money off us?
Yeah, and why are you making that an inconvenience for me? Because you're not making me able to talk about it, so at least make it be convenient.
To
and like also, I'm gonna start fucking talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to know why I'm in a bad mood, I'm on my period and it's kicking my ass this month.
Really?
Like, I'm not like, it's like sometimes it will hit and it's like, okay. Like, yeah, I was aware of it, it was fine, blah, blah, blah. But then sometimes you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to destroy myself, destroy my life. Do you get what I mean?
Because, like, really and truly,
life is still happening.
It's like, I mean, like, people say, I mean, I've got a hidden disability that people can't see if they look at me. And that's the same when some people come on their periods. You know, it's a hidden disability for that week, 2 weeks, and some people have it for longer. Do you know what I mean? Why isn't it classified as like, you know, like, oh, you're disabled this week, you've had a flare up?
But I don't even see it as like a disability.
No, but I'm saying that
like,
it's like,
but that's in the sense of like,
it could be
should just be equalised in the same like sense of like what we were just saying, as like an inclusive thing.
Yeah.
Like the same way that men do not have periods, women have periods. So therefore, equally, in a man's bathroom, there doesn't need to be sanitary we're not asking you to have some stocked in there as well. Although, may be helpful. Do you get what I mean?
They probably would do it.
Like, do you get what I mean?
If it was a man's decision, if they were having periods, they probably would have
they would have had like little nice wiping stations. Every fucking toilet would have a bidet. You'd just be in there like just cleaning your shit, just wiping it down.
Because it's a problem that they're having type of thing. So you're right.
But it's true, like even with work and stuff, I've always thought like there should be some kind of like grace given, like knowing that some people's periods do fucking knock them about. Like some kind of grace, not like a sick day or anything, but just like you can come in a little bit later. Like you don't need to say, but you can just cash that shit in like once a month. Like I'm gonna use that as my day because this shit's kicking my ass today. Do you know what I mean?
But this is where I'm saying, like, it's been there from the start of humankind. So if that is the case, why are we even looking at it as it's a disadvantage? Because we're aware of what it does and how it feels as a woman. So, and like we said, with 50%, some men went into some meeting and said, do you know what? I find it quicker when I pee standing up. Do you guys? Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna get something
that
we just piss against the wall, and it washes it away.
And you just wash it. It just goes in there. Yeah, should we do that? Okay.
Same
way. Exactly, and they couldn't give a shit. They couldn't
even give a shit.
Like no one's thinking to clean it. They all know that it stinks. Do you smell it too? Yeah. Then do it. No.
Still gonna have you right.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas women, but it's exactly the same thing. Do we all bleed? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nothing gonna do.
Would it help to have as well as tissue paper, like
which we haven't got
which
either?
Obviously, guys also you need tissue paper. Otherwise, you wouldn't even bother with that either. They probably only have one little cubicle, two parcels, parcels a piece. Oh God!
So true, very true, and very relevant.
That's my
very relevant.
I'm just tired of it, man.
You know, like they just don't talk about it, and it's like a lot of women's things, you know.
Because it's also like, imagine you're doing your lady thing, whatever. You're aware of when your period is or whatever, but it may fluctuate. You're on some nice little date. Yeah. And then obviously
you gotta go to the toilet,
and you realise you're thinking you left your bag because you was being cute.
Yeah.
So even if you had something in your bag, which you don't because you was being cute, do you know what I mean? Now I can't just fill myself in.
You just got your credit card
spend
and your
the whole
phone.
night with tissue in my coochie, and then also you're like,
well, you might not have no tissue in the toilet.
I'm double pissed.
Oh God, you know.
Oh God, and then you're absolutely vexed because you better just hope you took your phone because this date's cancelled. You're gonna see me scuttle out the door and don't look at the chair.
With some legs.
Definitely don't look at the chair.
So am I paying the bill then?
Absolutely.
We're not going off then, Dutch.
But I feel like
I
it's
do
like
feel
just
that is
women,
very relevant. That is.
as well as
The
fact of
outrage
if
when
you
they
was
did
looking
the
to get
advert
laid.
and instead of doing the blue water on the pad,
Yeah.
they did like red, and everybody lost
Is
their
that
fucking
rage? Yeah,
minds.
this is like, how can you do that?
Why are you thinking like because it was red
It's
instead
like
of
when
like
they
just the?
do the shaver commercials and there's no hair there and they're like just clean skin just
Right, it does. Some of them are getting more thing. You see the woman sitting on the toilet like.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
thought
mean?
that
Like,
actually.
okay, yeah,
Oh,
we're
that's
normalising
very
this a little
Make
bit
it
aggressive.
free.
more. Yeah,
just put it
make
in the
it
toilet.
free.
We don't need to. You do not need to advertise
Sanitary
stuff.
towels, we need
We
them.
need
need
them.
it.
We will buy them.
The same way, like, when was the last time you saw a toothpaste like commercial?
If you're not brushing your teeth, do a dentist commercial because that's where some people's going to end up. You know what I mean? Very true. Very true.
Sorry guys, I have got one more. I just realised
Go for it.
it's kind of important. So, Joe Biden, he
Oh,
travelled
yes.
to Angola. No, not the one you're
Oh,
thinking.
it's not
He
that
travelled to Angola this week, and I just thought, basically, like, isn't this so thingy? Because basically, there's a railroad that's being built through sub-Saharan Africa in order for them to more quickly and
Take out more
effectively
stuff.
steal the resources out of the Congo. So basically, Joe Biden has gone to Angola this week to meet with the Angolan president to kind of firm up relationships there ahead of obviously this thing going on. And it just, it just highlighted the fact that it doesn't matter who is in charge, like somebody has to secure the bag. So even though it just highlights that the presidency in itself is just
does
a
not
face.
matter.
Do you know what I mean? Because either way, missions are set in stone, and this is the certain things that we are outlined to do. So even though Joe is, the back pass out, he still has to secure the bag. Do you know what I mean? And China has been obviously just pillaging out Congo. So it's
all of Africa.
In terms of the mining. So I feel like the US is now, it's like the race is on basically. Who can get the most resources out of there like quicker and as I said, most effectively. So I just wanted that to be highlighted. Obviously, again, you won't see it on mainstream media because they're paid off by these people in order to think it, but it's just anything to secure like the global economic balance basically. And you'll hear the corruption like Joe Biden pardoning his son. We'll hear about all of that. Do you know what I mean? When he said he wouldn't pardon him, but now he's pardoned him. But you won't hear about like the governmental, like the high up corruption that is actually running this shit. Do you know what I mean? So we'll hear about Trump's indiscretions and we'll hear about all of that, but we won't hear about these missions that are actually running. That's pillaging out of these countries. So,
but it's still like we were saying last week. It's still feed the world, feed Africa. Why? Because you've taken so much out of Africa. Is that why we've got to sing another song and get some more money out of people that don't want to give any money because they know how bad the situation is in England, as well as, you know what I mean? And the situation is bad in England. I don't care what they say. Do you know what I mean? We've got army people. And people can say what they like about army people being on the street, but that is a disgrace because, like, you put them in a position to go and fight a war, and then you don't care what happens to them. I mean, like I saw last week in November, for November the 11th. I mean, like I saw something that says like, this is the graves of the black and Asian people that was in the war. Well, my father was in the war too, and you know, and these are the graves that for everybody else, type of thing. So you're disregarding them, but you're still not regarding your own people that died in the war. You're talking about it every single day, but there is people on the streets of England that was in the wars, that was in the army, you know what I mean? Please look after them, because like, at least, like they says, my grandfather, my father was in that war, and now they're on the street homeless. You should be ashamed. We should be ashamed to see in any country. Yeah. We should be ashamed to see army people on the street.
Or just any people on the street.
Yeah, but like, army people as such.
How are you supposed to take pride in your city and want to invest in it and open shops and put like people back interested in a city where they've got just people like who at probably one point in their life tried to contribute, do you know what I mean? And you've just let them down because they didn't fit within a certain box. But then your mold is not, it's not applicable anymore. That like, we've grown outside of the mold of thinking. You've got to be, you know, adaptable to what the people need, and clearly the people need somewhere where they can go that is off the street, right?
But this is my point. Hold on, because this is my point. Like, this is imperialism as a whole. So how you're saying that, exactly what you two were just saying, like how it's happening in England. Like, they've taken the model of displacement, of taking like the richness out of society, the richness out of a country, and then it's those that are left, the most disenfranchised, that are left at the bottom. That is imperialism. You know what I mean? They don't have any humanity. They don't care about us at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise there would be people off the streets. We know we could, like how we saw with the King Charles, and how, you know what I mean, he has all of this land, but yet he is still charging things like the NHS, charities and whatever, and then at the same time then William will come out with the spokesperson of a homeless charity.
You know,
like, how fucking cheeky is that? Do you know what I mean? You could fucking house all of the fucking homeless people in England. Do you know what I mean? But you choose not to because it doesn't align with your agenda. Do you know what I mean? So they take the same model and they just put it here. So whenever people are like, oh, it doesn't apply to us. That shit don't apply to us. What's happening in Africa? Oh, well, let's not think. What happens in Palestine? Oh, well, that doesn't apply to us. You know, what happens in Sudan? Oh, no, that doesn't apply to us. It does. Do you know what I mean? Because the same displacement we're seeing here, the same food insecurity we're seeing here, the same lack of jobs we're seeing here, the same young people with nothing and no prospect. We see the same thing here. Do you know what I mean?
And they've made it so that you're the people who are like middle ground of like, oh yeah, it doesn't really attain to me. They're wanting to attain to the life of the people who are saying, yeah, we don't give a shit about no one. To have their own space of not giving a shit about no one. And they're not looking to do as a community, so what can we do to actually give back?
Exactly.
Because like, I saw some meme as well which like put it kind of like in our place, that it was like, so all of you like 30 somethings now, you're the aunties and uncles. So you are the event planner. You are now the organizer. You are the person that gets shit going. You're like just calling out like, so like, what's the motive? What are we doing? You are the person that says, we are doing this now. So as a generation, it's like, okay, so what, like for me, for example, what can I do to get this homeless person off the street? Can I bring them in my home? Hell no. But what can I do, like from my point of view, to say, as like market my opinion, to say, well, this isn't right. So person that I'm paying God knows how much for council tax
and things like
your
that.
Local council,
my street is, as as I get to work every morning, is fluttered with at least 5 people on my window asking me for change. And we live in a world where everything's electronic, and as much as I'm a giver, until these people are able to invest in the card scanner, and I can just tap that shit, which I have thought, like, get a scanner, do you know what I mean? And I'll help you out, bro. But I have really genuinely have no change, and like 22p or something. It's just an insult.
But you say,
you know,
if you said that you would take a person in that's homeless, as far as they're concerned, oh well, you've sorted that. Problem solved. You know what I mean? We don't have to. We don't have to sort them out anymore.
The jokesiest thing is that you'll say, oh, okay, yeah, like I'll take them in, and I'll look them after them. Like, okay, yeah, so we're gonna up your council tax for that. Because you've got someone else living there. And are they bringing in an income?
No.
Like, are they registered to your address? And can they vote? And they want to know all business,
the details
for that.
Because you wanted to do something good.
Yeah, exactly. And because they want to destroy it. Because they want to destroy that feeling of you being able to independently do something like that. But that's where, like, you know, I will always keep saying that it's this division of the dumb shit is blinding us to the thing of, so we kind of need to get our shit together. Do you get what I mean? As a whole, because really, like, we have absolutely no idea what is set out for us by these people who are managing us. Like, they've created a very good, like, wall around what's happening. Because the analogy in my head is that in the middle of Birmingham, like by the market now, there's like just a big wall sort of thing, like right where the market used to be, the market car park. So that's down now, but obviously they used to have like a drop-in centre, but that is like a big area that is completely blocked off. It almost like is as high as the prison walls in Woolwich. Do you know what I mean? Like that wall around it. But that's in the middle of Birmingham. What is there? Do you get what I mean? Like, to know what is happening within, like,
your own country.
Do you get what I mean?
Exactly.
What is actually happening? We really do not know.
Have a clue.
Have no absolute clue. And they're just, like you said, they're feeding you the information that they want you to get riled up about.
The side story. You're hearing all the side stories.
Quite honestly, I think with Donald Trump, they realised that with him out there chatting shit constantly and everyone having a reaction, that allowed them to pass so much shit that they realised, hold on, this shit works. If we just get someone out there that is absolutely so dumbfoundedly, what the fuck are they doing? Or why would someone vote for them? They're arguing amongst themselves and saying, oh, you're voting for him, you're voting for him. Oh, so they're
passing through Angola.
They're just coming
passing through, you know, stuff.
They're like, we're just going to just
because why is Biden still supporting Angola? Do you know what I mean? It's not your government.
That's what they're hailing it as. The first time a US president has been to sub-Saharan Africa for the first time in 10 years. But it's like, why?
When he's leaving in January.
Why is a US president?
In January.
And
why
is
he
going there? Oh God, I can't even remember who it was. But there's a quote that's one of them old speakers used to say is whenever you'll see whenever the US is involved, neighbouring countries are suddenly at war. Do you know what I mean? Because people will live together in harmony the whole time. Suddenly, America's involved and the whole shit goes to the wall. Do you know what I mean? So, absolute madness.
Right.
That's it.
Was that our weekly?
That's our weekly.
Well, that was most of it.
So
see you later.
We'll go on to the dilemma.
Dilemma?
Rhea?
No, I'm not.
Oh, no, you're not. It's
right, so it's quite a
Please don't let it be a story.
Excuse me.
COVID. Oh gosh.
You can either hear and taste but can't smell or see, or smell and see but can't taste or hear.
Which one would you choose?
Yeah.
Seeing.
Hear and taste.
Yeah.
but can't smell or see.
That's a bad
So
name,
that's
actually.
out. That is
Oh my
all
God.
out.
So
So
I
you
can't
can-
see and I can't smell,
Yeah, but so yeah,
but I can hear and I can taste.
Or
I can't hear
and taste
and
anything.
taste.
So you're never gonna enjoy food, really.
Okay.
yeah.
It's
And
gonna
what-
have no
yeah.
taste. No drink is you just
can't
not gonna
taste
have
what you're
any
drinking.
taste, and you also can't
Hear.
see. No, yeah,
Oh,
smell.
God, taste
sorry.
and see. What?
Taste or hear. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
taste and hear.
So these two or those two.
What would you
So
say?
this out or these out.
I'd want to see. So what was the one with the see?
And smell.
I can see, but I can't smell.
No, you see or smell.
I can see and smell.
No, sorry. You can smell or see.
Smell and see, or what?
Or hear and
I would
taste.
I would do those.
So
See
if you
and-
can see,
and
you wouldn't
can't
be able
smell.
to taste or hear.
Yeah. Oh, hear. You can't hear.
Yes. So if
Oh, that's
you,
all right. Yeah, you can't hear. That's right. I'd rather.
If you can see and you can smell, you cannot taste and you can't hear.
Okay.
So you
well,
would be able to never hear anyone's voice again.
I'd want to be
That's
able
good
to
sign
see
language.
because
Yeah.
if I can't hear, at least I can see, and if I can see,
You
I
can't
can
never
see
enjoy food, no
that.
coffee,
Well, I can see
drink,
that it is a coffee.
cappuccino.
You know that it is a coffee I'm getting, and it is.
Oh, so you just want it
a
for the
banana
notoriety?
or something. So if I've got my
water.
sight, at least I know what they're supposed to
And then you just gonna be
taste
like,
like. Do you know what I mean?
Delicious.
You know what I mean? But if I can't see, they can do anything they like. You know what I mean? And I can't taste at the
They
same
could have
time.
spat in it and it's like,
You know
oh,
what I
this
mean?
tastes
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
I can't see the
lovely.
skin all
what's
on
that from? Is it, there's Nash.
it. Is that whipped cream?
But I'd rather see. I'd rather be able to see whatever that comes with.
At least you can
I'd
smell
rather
that
be
shit.
able
see
to
and
see.
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just give
because
it an
smelling
And I can
comes
smell
as part of
it.
your senses,
Yeah,
doesn't
because
it, as
like,
well?
at least if you can smell
Because
it.
if you can't smell it,
You can
you
smell
can't
if it's a
taste.
banana,
You try
or you
snort
can
in your
smell if
coffee
it's.
Because that's what they said when...
I don't know what that's about.
Your coffee.
Huh?
You can start
Smelling.
No, I mean like you can at least
you can
smell
the
your
aroma,
stuff.
and then that kind of gives you
Yeah,
a bit
I mean,
of a taste then, doesn't it?
yeah.
Because
No.
it's kind of
No taste.
connected.
You
No,
can't
but
taste,
if
but
you
you can
smell
smell.
it, then it's like you
No.
get a hint of what
No
that
taste.
was
You can't
supposed to
see
taste
if you
like.
can't
Imagine
see.
smelling fire.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can smell fire.
Yeah, smell fire. And then say, okay, so taste it.
Well, who
It
want
would
to
taste
taste fire?
similarly like
No, you don't
charcoaly
taste
and
fire. You just taste nothing because you're
ash.
you're
Taste ash.
Whatever the one that comes with my sight,
okay. So
I'm
your
willing
side,
to
what are you, Ray?
grew up with.
I'm a born this way.
Oh gosh, you have to always get
Now it happens.
It happened to me.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go with the sight and the smell then.
as well.
Because if I'm born that way, then it's different because I will
You've
have
got no
never
choice.
tasted
Yeah.
and I will have never
No
seen and I would
music
have never
ever
heard.
again.
Oh, that's true.
Never.
Oh,
I
don't
never
think I
thought of
could
that
do
one.
that.
I never thought
No.
of that.
Like-
Not hearing
Vibrations.
no
You can
one's
feel the
voice.
I can
vibration.
feel the vibrations.
No one's voice
and if
again.
I've heard, because it's not just like
Well, you
twinkle
wouldn't
twinkle
want to
little
hear it
star.
crying anyway.
I'm like,
Oh,
at what point
God.
are you gonna want to
See you
hear
crying.
That's what I thought about the
But I can't
hearing.
hear
Is
you.
never hearing your children's voices again. Like,
Yeah.
and it depends on what part of their lives were. Like, that's what I mean. That's
But
a
at
hard
least you
one.
could see that they're talking.
I know.
Oh, well,
I
what
think
you
I
gonna do
Even if you
about
prefer.
can't hear their
I think I
voice.
prefer to see them than to hear them. Because
Yeah.
at least I could learn to still communicate with them, even though that would be hard, that ever hearing their voices
Yeah,
again. I
having
feel like
heard it.
seeing them and seeing them grow up would be more. Not being able to
Would
see
be
them grow
able-
up
it would be
hurt
better
me probably
efficient
more
for
than
me
not
anyway.
being able to hear them.
Yeah.
Not
The taste and the
tasting
smell, I could take.
Because you can lose that
I
anyway.
feel like I'm not understanding how much that would affect me. I
would
know it
affect
would,
you.
but I feel like I would go with the taste one just because I'm simply not that much of a foodie anyway.
But it's not just
So-
food, Ria.
Yeah. Well,
Oh dear.
yeah, but
But no,
maybe
but
that would be
that's
a
big
good
part.
thing.
You
It
don't
would
need
stop me
to
from
smell it,
smoking
do
if
you?
I don't
No.
taste that shit. Maybe that would help me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would go with the.
I think I'd go with the sight.
smell and the sight.
Yeah, what's
I'd keep
yours?
My smell and my sight.
You'd be like, tell me what that smells like.
I know, tell me what it
Tell me what it looks like.
Describe it, girl, describe it.
Yeah.
And then I won't be able to hear you, you'd have to do it in silence.
What's it called? What's that film? What's that film?
What film?
Where is the blind man leading a deaf guy? Is it something like
Oh, yes. And then, one's
the
blind
leading...
and one's deaf or something. So one relies on
And I think they
them
meet
be
each
able
other
to
at a
hear,
traffic light or
and
something
them,
like that.
Is
one
this a comedy?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't watched it.
you know.
No, it brings joy.
No, I'll watch
It means your face goes upwards.
I watch black comedy. I don't really watch
What
like,
black comedy have you watched? Oh, you're saying black comedy like sarcasm?
No, like
not
black
black
comedy.
people in comedy.
Black comedy. No,
Oh, okay.
black comedy
So what black
is like
comedy?
sarcasm.
Like Friday,
But it's like
Friday
she-
after next.
That came out in
You know, they-
1991.
This is my
Yeah.
this is my
But that
like,
comedy
generation
is
of
like
comedy.
black comedy is horrible.
Don't be a menace.
Horrible people type of thing.
They
see it's like narcissist or something that
I'm
sees it as
going
funny and it's not.
I don't find any, like I was saying to a partner the other day, I don't get horrors. I just don't get how you're entertained by scary things. But that's just me.
Yeah,
But
me either.
I think I would have to
Although
go.
I've started
hold
to
on,
watch
hold
Alex
on,
Cross.
hold
and
on.
it's
Let me
like-
just get me answer out.
Yeah.
Come on now. Let me finish now. I feel like I'm always gonna have to go with vision, and I mean,
that you'd rather
me
lose
and my
not the
nose.
sight.
It's just the sight part. Once again, the nose part. I'm like, it
I
ain't
can't
too
smell
great
anyway.
with this. I've always had
Your
trouble with
allergies
my
and
nose.
stuff.
Yeah,
and
you're not the
my
only one
sinuses
actually.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if me not being able to smell would really matter. I feel like I do have a keen sense of smell in the sense of like I can smell shit and I'm like, oh god, like very quickly. But I feel like that came out. Oh my gosh, I was not prepared for the amount of smells the children come with.
Don't even talk about it, please.
But the not being able to taste and hear, those things I feel like are major for me, because I'm not being able to hear music would be
Yeah, that
like,
is a biggie actually.
but then I feel like responsively I would still feel a beat.
That's what
So
I was thinking
like,
vibration
and
wise.
I'm more of a dancer, so I'm not generally listening to the lyrics that much anyway. So I'm like more feeling the beat. So I might still be okay in that regard. But yeah, but not hearing baby's voice, yeah, that would be sad. Not hearing other people's voice as well. Yeah, it would be sad, but then I feel like I'd have this inner peace as well.
Oh,
Like,
but
in
it
the
could get very
sense that,
quiet.
like,
couldn't
every
it? I
now
always
and
think that got
then.
very lonely.
But then to remember then, like, I feel like it would give me a lot of time to reflect then whenever it happened in
Would
life.
you remember what their voices sound like? That's another thing.
Well, no, I feel like after a
it's
certain
been
point
like-
you don't,
Remember
but
what
then
Nanny's
it's
voice
like...
sounds
Oh yeah, definitely. I love my mum.
I know, that's what I mean.
I
But
know
you
you-
do,
I
like,
know
for somebody
exactly.
that's you like
But
that you
I
actually haven't heard
probably
for a
though
long
it's
time.
probably because she had an accent though that why I would remember it more.
Okay.
Probably if it was just like Brummy or something like that, probably
I think you'd
probably
still
wouldn't have done.
recognise it.
But
as
I
her.
know that I
Yeah.
would. I don't. I think unless I go
The
outside
memory
it,
is
I think
a
I'd always
wonderful
remember.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds definitely stir certain things, and that's the thing. Like I would listen to certain songs, and it will put you back there. So it would never
Absolutely.
it would be never having that as
Yeah.
well.
Exactly.
But then
That's it.
again, actually, I mean, like sometimes that is a negative when you can remember.
Sorry,
stuff.
in a vanity way, I was thinking the main reason why I would need sight is that to never know what I look like just walking out on road and like someone else would dress me. I'm like,
I would have never put that together.
You know,
imagine.
look lovely. You
Or
look
you'd be feeling your hair
Oh my
like,
god.
no,
Oh my
this
God.
plastic redoing what's going on. You can't fool me.
Imagine
feel.
I mean, imagine Rio one day you wasn't able to come and dress me, and then Mummy turns up and then
Oh,
she
God.
goes, "Oh yeah, you look lovely." I'm like, "No, she's so dreadful."
Hold on a minute. Because does that mean that I don't know anything good? You know what I mean? I'm not
This
badly
woman
dressed.
bought me an army skirt and
sorry.
pump socks.
When
And
you was what? 15?
when I was 15,
Yeah, but I don't know that you doesn't like that sort of thing.
an
It
army mini skirt as well, and it had ruffles on it.
it wasn't an army miniskirt.
It was.
It was.
Anyway, That is by the by.
When
I
I was
mean, that was
15.
years ago.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
2000
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's just different tastes, I
Yeah,
suppose.
different. Okay, so I think we were all unanimous on that one then.
Yeah, you know.
So that's our dilemma.
It's so done.
What's that? What's next?
It's
Yes,
much.
much. I think I'll start with this one.
Go for it.
Keep us more. This is mine. It's a dressing gown.
Oh yeah.
It is a nice dressing gown, though.
It is
It
a
looks
nice
like
one.
cashmere or something.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Looks very thingy. Like
I think
you couldn't
it's
put
got
it
a
in the
name.
You couldn't put it in the washing machine.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, it is cashmere, cotton
I
cashmere.
told ya.
Oh, look at you. No, I mean, yeah. Well, if anybody's going to know a dressing gown,
Yeah.
it's going to be you. So, I'm not surprised.
Can't
You know what I mean?
see it on your video.
So, how much?
Oh God. I don't see any like fancy designer labels on there.
Well, it is a cashmere dressing gown. John Lewis.
John Lewis. Oh, John Lewis. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you're giving us tips now.
So I'd say about.
You're not looking it up, are you?
No, I'm just
Oh.
preparing my one.
Well, come on, let's do this one first. You don't get the trousers. It is just
Oh,
a
okay.
dressing gown.
So it's no pajamas with it.
No, no pajamas.
Jesus. So John Lewis, 85.
Okay, that's a good price.
I'm gonna say
Anytime today.
just the dressing gown.
Yeah.
67.
Sorry. Okay, 67. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
I'd say about that. For a
It's not right.
Oh.
It's not bad.
That's not
3,200.
You know? No, we do says no, you need to go a bit higher. 150.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I was going to get 2.
So that beige thing.
No, it's not even got. Oh, maybe it's warmer than it looks.
That's true.
I like a
actually.
fluffy.
Toffee.
It's cashmere. It's
No,
cashmere.
but I like a
Toffee.
Toffee
twice.
colour. Toffee,
Yeah,
toffee.
it's like dressing gown, toffee.
Yeah, but they probably
Toffee.
Toffee,
probably
toffee.
couldn't just say toffee.
No, they say,
So they
they're
said
saying
toffee,
it's not
toffee.
like toffee caramel.
Toffee.
Yeah.
It's toffee.
Toffee,
toffee.
toffee.
Do you know what I mean?
So it's 150.
I love a dressing gown, but I don't
Which
think
isn't that
£150
bad.
for
You know what I
one.
mean?
Not one without
Yes,
any,
Raye,
any
expert,
weight and
would
fluff
you-
to it.
You know,
Would you invest?
well, you came closest.
No.
Nah.
So
Not
you're
for
still
that.
on the point.
Yeah.
Also, you still have a child that's like under 3.
That's
Have you
spitting
got
up
any-
on
yeah.
it and
Do you know
everything
what I
on my
mean? With that
cashmere
mushy-
dressing
Do you know
gown.
what
Can
I
you
mean?
imagine?
Imagine
You
the
can wash it.
chocolatey
It's
hands.
washable.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
You sure about
For
that?
£150, it better not be.
150.
That better be
That's what it
washable,
says.
wipeable.
Cotton cashmere.
You better black that shit.
Dab, dab.
I've
No.
learned so much from that film.
How much does the average UK family spend on Christmas?
Oh,
God.
4,000.
Now we are talking the average, not the upper
Yeah,
class.
no, average. Just an average family.
I would say probably 2,000. Even
I'm
the
gonna go
average,
about-
2,000. You're talking decorations and food
Yeah,
and presents.
Presents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 2,000, the average. As I've just got my granddaughter's
Why? How much
request
was
in.
it?
Oh, you don't know?
No. What is
Okay.
it that she asked for?
Budget does. Because you know where? I know what God
She's
can
like,
do.
I'll take something off
And
the rest
nannies-
of these
yeah.
because they ain't gonna be needed all that.
Nannies
So.
were-
You don't.
Yeah.
You ask her nothing. I'm not even joking either.
She's probably like,
My
I don't want to limit
granddaughter
her, you
has
know.
10. Come on,
Okay.
I wouldn't mind.
2,000. It was. Mine
it's
was
like,
average.
I don't know. He was looking a bit shocked with 2,000.
Was
I
she?
would have said that
Why
it
are you
was-
going
I
on
mean,
about
I've
what's
got
it?
a poker face.
I
Can't
genuinely
you,
would have said
what's
that
it?
it was like. I would have said it was more than 2,000 if I'm honest with
Really?
you.
Average
Yeah.
family?
So an average family would be like 4 people. Like you're
Yeah.
not thinking
2
like
girls,
a
2
massive-
boys. Oh,
yeah.
what's
Oh,
it?
okay. So this is where. Okay, so culturally, I was brought up at Christmas time. You spent time with your family, so that would mean that
Oh,
you're
no.
also like putting on food for them. You're putting on, like, you're getting presents for them. And I feel like that is like quite a lot of money. Like, but then
I culturally,
that's special occasions.
Like
I'm
we've done
thinking
more
just for
your
household.
household.
Yeah, just per household.
So so we probably could come back into the hundreds then.
2 children, 2
and
adults.
I feel like then potentially around 800.
Really?
Yeah, because then I'm thinking, okay, so
a toy costs at least 200 quid.
Depends
So
on what.
say if you've got then it's if you're saying you're just doing Christmas for your household, you're not putting on anything else.
You're talking presents for your children.
So that's like
you're talking decoration, like tree and everything.
So let me go through it then. So then if it's like £100 on decorations.
That's a lot, actually.
So, well, I mean, even if you were saying
that was like your tree,
so let's say you're renewing everything each year because you're very often more than that you want. Yeah. So then you're not even really investing £100 worth into thingies.
Normally I don't buy decorations every year.
Yeah, the same things like I've
got
an artificial
tree.
I haven't replaced it every year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But we're saying on average.
Let's say on average, £100 into that. You've got little Tommy and Sandra. Do you know what I mean?
To you,
and then that
half the money's been spent already.
Even if you bought, say, like a PlayStation or something.
Yeah, let's
say
that would be
200 quid.
Like
That's 109. Yeah. So what you saying? You just said 500, didn't you?
No, I said 800.
She said
8.
Yeah,
but that's still.
But then we're saying average, so then you're not going to get a PlayStation every year.
Yeah.
True.
So then,
let's
say like £200 each on each kid. So then you're at £500.
Yeah.
And then food, you're talking for a 4-person household. You're probably going to double what you're doing as a shop. So
but
let's say
that would be all the leftovers that would be kept
everything else, and that's like. But then food and entertainment is all bungled into that like last 300. So that's what I would say. I'd say 800.
You would say 800.
Yeah.
Okay, so. On average, an average UK family spends between 660 and 1,150 on a thing. So I'd say
on
he
average,
was like smack bang in the middle, really.
Yeah.
But what made me think that was like I saw some TikTok of some woman explaining that she obviously she hasn't got a lot of money this year, cost of living crisis and everything, and people were slating her that she said like she's going to spend £100 on her kid, and I was like. That's fucking more than enough. Like really, £100 on a child. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like she was saying some of the stuff that she bought, and they're like, "Oh, you really? That's not Christmas." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then like I was glad. Like a couple of days later, I saw some people responding to it. Like that's like what you've done is amazing because obviously like how have they just made this woman feel? And it's not about the presents, like you said. Most of it should be a thinking. Like these kids end up playing with the damn box anyway. So you fucking
and they just want to play with whatever it is with you as well.
Yeah,
at Christmas,
it's just the time spent with you. Yeah,
they're really
like
not
usually
fussed.
it's the cheapest present that you
That
bought
they like.
that they enjoy. So
that they enjoy.
I rate
Very
them for doing
especially
that.
when it's a child. Like I feel like buying for a child is so easy because they don't really necessarily want the toy. It's just the idea of you unwrapping something.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like that is the excitement and the build up for like the event. Really, that is always
it's what you teach.
Part of it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, I think.
Sorry, that was mine.
Cool.
Go on.
So,
who's last?
mine.
Oh, go.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Mine is. Stop looking, Mom.
Looking.
These Gucci baby shoes.
Oh, Lord.
That looks lovely though, actually. I gotta say, if I had some money, I'd buy one of them.
Let's
for my
be
kid.
honest.
Like
The child would be
300, something like
the
that.
child would be in these shoes for a duration of
A week.
Yeah,
After their feet grows out of it.
literally.
They're not even walking in these type of shoes.
Maybe these shoes wouldn't even make it
You
out of the
say
hospital
that.
because your
You
child might
used to
have
be a
to do that
person that
for you.
would buy designer stuff.
I did, yeah, I did all of
You
that,
know
but
what
I
I mean?
wouldn't
For the
pay,
first
like,
child,
yeah, I wouldn't get
It was
Gucci
like, by the
shoes.
time you got to the third, it was like,
No, they
but-
were still
yeah,
designer.
we still
had
buy
all
designer.
the
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
But I'm a believer in buy
Nico's
good and then you don't have to buy
designers
twice.
is
type
Yeah,
thing.
but really
So
and truly, as
a
he
lot of our
says,
stuff has been
most
passed
of them
down.
children are not in them
All
in
right,
that age.
what
Very
price?
long.
I wouldn't buy a baby Gucci shoes.
I would say that it's got to be, let's say, 500 quid.
I would
probably
say
more
like
than that, actually.
350.
350.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
250.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
That's still a lot of money, though,
Yeah.
man, for a fucking baby shoe. As you said, that.
Like you said, you sometimes
Most of the time they're wrapped up in a blanket anyway. You gotta fucking see the damn
And what do you
shoes,
mean?
like-
You go along and it's in the pram and they've lost one.
Yes, exactly.
They've kicked it off.
Oh lord.
Exactly.
And there's somebody behind you thinking, oh, we should kick the other one off.
No.
They probably
With that
reached
one,
it off.
they'll fucking rip it off.
Yeah, they were like, oh, can I look at that? It's so cute.
You know what I mean?
Oh no, man. Oh no. No way.
It's cheaper
That's
than
your
what
pram.
we thought.
£250. Or not your Dior pram, but
Yeah,
your
that's
average
right.
pram.
That was 3,000.
Yeah.
The 500 or something, wasn't it, last week?
Let's not go back there. It's so subject-ish, but yeah.
So that's it's how much. And we're moving on to
Hey,
congratulations. Oh, where's my paper? I wanted to do the hate.
Oh, you got
let's
a
see.
hate this
Where's
week.
my pen?
Last week we were all congratulating. I
You
was very
know.
proud of us.
I did have enough paper.
Sending your butter.
My hate is the Greg Wallace case.
Oh.
The professional chef that
Master
once again BBC. Do you know what I mean?
On
Like
the BBC.
people must be fed up of hearing about what is going on at the BBC. Greg Wallace was said to have been tampering with people verbally and physically now, and he actually got to still do his professional chef thing. It wasn't the same as Jay Blade. We might remember that his episode had to be taken off straight away. Straight away. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, we don't want to see him now because he's been he hasn't been to court yet. You know what I mean? And probably may never get to court because like it was something she made up. But that's not the point. The point is that you allowed Greg Wallace to still stay on MasterChef, and it was only when the so-called women of a certain age that he blasted out on complained that he should not be still on the programme, that you decided that, oh, perhaps we should take him off then and we'll get another presenter. It's like, what? So are we having a bit of racism there then? Oh. Do you know what I mean? Jay Blay had to be taken off straight away. And maybe it's not because he's half black or whatever, but it smacks of, what is it, the word I'm looking for? It smacks of
double standards.
Double standards, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's
like,
the same
if
with
you're going to take people off,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And they knew that he was doing stuff.
So
And it's
same
like,
with Jimmy Savile.
so what do? They have to be arrested before, or they have to be brought to court before you actually do something. Well, these women of a certain age were younger in 2016. So him saying that it's probably some women of a some middle-aged woman that is complaining is really, really bad that he gets a chance to actually say that, and you report it. And you report it as well on the BBC, and you still keep him on, and you still wait until everybody's complaining before you say, okay, let's take him off. Do you know what I mean? But you don't do that. It's double standards. I'm sorry, but I hate the double standards that is going on in this world when it comes to certain people have not got the same, you know, they've never been able to have the same thing as everybody else. You know what I mean? Take them off. shut the BBC down.
That should be the
Shut the BBC down.
Invest in something else.
Invest in something else. Call it something else and get new people in. This is one too many things.
Retire them.
Out of there. Let's not hear about another one.
Give them
you know
a
what
nice,
I mean?
all the people who have had to withstand all the bullshit and
what they've allowed to go on.
Yeah, all the shit that they've had to like thinking just because they're scared of not getting a pay packet to live in this shitty little world. Do you know what I mean? Give them a nice little paycheck to be able to start their own production companies and invest
Well, it was with other production companies, that's the worst of it.
Like actual people who are actually doing the job, but they've never been able to do it because the people at the top are just doing what the fuck they want to do. So
and we're paying for them as well. We're paying for them. I don't know any other country that allows their people to pay for a corporation that is not theirs. It's not, we don't own it. I haven't got shares in the BBC, but I have to pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't want to know about Amazon or Netflix or something, I just don't pay my subscription, you know what I mean, anymore, type of thing. Well, actually, I'm thinking very seriously that I'm phoning up and saying, you know what, you've done it one too many times, I'm cancelling my direct debit for your company anymore.
I've told them already.
Yeah.
And they keep sending me letters saying,
have you got a television?
Are you still watching TV? No. I'm like, I already told you, take me off your mailing list. And I had to say to this woman on the phone, listen, it is not you. And I'm sorry that you're getting the brunt of this. But quite honestly, I'm not going to keep coming on the phone to you, wasting my time to tell you I'm not using a TV license. If I'm ever going to use it, I'm telling you now on this recorded phone call, I will call you up and tell you, yes, I want to watch something on your TV program.
On your paedophile
or recorded. I'm aware
that
what you're saying is live TV.
Yeah.
I am not watching it.
I am not
watching it. Or we might have someone come round as a house.
So?
Do not send anyone because they're not coming in my house. Because I do not watch live TV.
Exactly.
Then they were like, oh, so can we just get your email address to update on the system? No, because I'm not using your service. I don't want you to contact me more.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm thinking now, that I am going to be phoning them up and saying, I'm not paying for any more paedophiles.
Don't get me wrong, Netflix at the moment is like looking quite dead. I don't know what's happening. It's because of the pause in new stuff coming out. But as insightful as these documentaries are being, Netflix, can you just give me a call? I've got a couple ideas if you want to get into conversation. And we can start producing stuff immediately. I'm open, I'm free.
Exactly.
So, yeah, because at this point in time, I'm just like, I've actually had to start working on my stuff again because I've got to a point in the end of the end, and I'm like, oh, so I might need to just start actually writing the stuff I want to watch because there's nothing on here.
Exactly. And to know that you are giving money to people who are molesting or being abusive or, you know what I mean?
To be on TV.
And then you'll do a program about women being abused. And you've got them in your company. You've got them working for you. I mean, like, why do a documentary about women being abused when you've got them working for you?
How's about you do a documentary about why this man's standing at my traffic light?
Exactly.
How did he get there?
Thank you.
How did these people end up
homeless like that?
Because let's take some accountability for that. How did we get to a point as a country that people are allowed to stand at a traffic light like that?
Yeah.
Do you remember it was only Mad Malik
that used to do that,
and everyone was socially acceptable to the fact that he's my
that's the way he is. Yeah.
My man's gonna come there, try to wash your thing, do a little dance, and then just crack on about his day.
And that's
lock your doors.
And that's been allowed for over 50 years as well. And that is a sad situation that they've allowed him to do that for 50 years.
Now you're literally just seeing people just standing there, and it's just really is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking.
Well, anyway, that is my hate Yeah.
Mine, I'm gonna go congratulate. Sorry, I'm gonna just interrupt you. Congratulate Yvonne, Orji, and Issa Raye. Sorry, I may have said that in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Issa Raye and Yvonne, Orji. So
what's that?
I know who Issa Raye is.
Issa, and then Yvonne is the one who performed next to her, the co-star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the friend.
Mm-hmm.
So Issa won a award for the British Fashion Awards in London, and Yvonne presented her with the award. So kudos, because she has like been a pioneer. I feel like for me as a whole, going back to what we spoke about last week about like the representation and all that stuff, I just feel like Issa Raye has created a space for a lot of black people around the world to market themselves in a more authentic way. Like, you barely see this woman with a wig or weave in her head. She's always been very like direct about what she's gonna do. She's not publicizing her husband on timeline and stuff like that. She's still keeping everything private, but she's still very much saying as well, like, you know, I'm pioneering this, I look good, I'm carrying myself good, I'm investing in the things that I know that I want to do. For then people like Diara sort of thing to do the same things, like to kind of create a new vibe to a show, like that's not been done well in our thingy. It's not that like we aren't able to do these same stories. Do you get what I mean? But she's done it in a very authentic way. So I feel like, and so did obviously Issa. So the fact that I know obviously it was for the fashion part of it, but in itself, I believe that black people are a fashion. Like in the sense of we create these things that are evolutionary and we are pioneers for these things. Like I know very much or very often, you know, you're walking down the road and someone will be like, oh, that looks nice. And as much as like I'm saying us included, do you know what I mean? As much as it's like, yeah, it's a nice item of clothing and we have an eye for that stuff, it's how we've dressed it, it's how we've offended, how it looks on us, because it may not look that good on someone else. So like those little things, it's like pioneering that stuff and knowing that you in itself are like, in the most positive way, like a product that you're selling every day. Do you get what I mean? But you're doing it because you enjoy doing it. But really, people are making money off you. People are very much already making money off you when you're sharing your comments and what you're wearing and things. They're looking into all of that, and that's why, like, going totally off thinking, like how data and all that stuff, how they're taking all of that off you. But anyway, so congratulations to Issa for winning this award, and also to Yvonne. I'm just saying Yvonne as well because she has got an audio book that I am reading / listening to, called Bamboozled by Jesus. It came out time ago, but so far it's been like the way that she's very much talking, she's like going through different things of the Bible as well, but relating it to like her life in a very like plain set. And whilst obviously she's a comedian as well, like it's got that kind of like funny under factor as well. So obviously I'm only, I think, like 15% through, but it has been enjoyable so far. So afterwards I am gonna buy the book just so that I'll have it as well, and that I've obviously given back. So well done both.
Good. Yeah, well done. And it is good to actually make sure that we, you know,
so when you listen to the book, is that not supporting? When you don't you buy the book when you listen?
Obviously I'm subscribed through
through
Spotify.
An app, right?
Yeah. So I'm subscribed through them. So technically she's been paid, but like I would also like to have it as the book as well, because also she's saying things that it's resonating, but then I don't have anything tangible. It's just in my head. So like there's already been stuff that I'm like, oh, I need to refer back to that, and I'm like, I need the book in order to have
otherwise
it
you can't flick through what we were saying before that, you know, like when it comes to closing libraries, then you only get the books that is presented to you. You don't get the chance to actually go and see another version of.
And I would read more, and I know that it would be like when I get to a different stage in life, I will go back to reading again. It's just this stage in life of kids and house and family is like, I want to hear this stuff, I do want to hear it, but the only way that I can digest it quickly is through this audio because it's just so...
even saying that maybe you might have to do that because she's got so many books that she has to read for college. And I was saying, so you might need to just get them on audio books so you can just have them listening.
And
I don't know where you're going to get the time to read this.
But the trouble is, with that, especially when it comes to college, you have to get back and do the references.
That's where I'm saying.
And it makes it harder when you
listen to it and got the themes. The
and
themes
that is
what I'm saying.
With, so obviously at work we had to do this like book club thing. And like I said, I was like, I do not have the time to like read this book like back to back. So I literally did that. I had the book and I listened to the audio thing, and it was like in different parts. So then I could just literally quickly have the bite sizes of, and then any bits in the book. Then I'm like, oh okay, like that's like relevant or whatever. But then she even said,
not harder.
Yeah, and she said in the book, like especially I think maybe that's what they've done now through audio. They split it into chapters in it, so they're like you can listen to. No, but I mean in the sense of you can listen to whichever part is relevant to you at that point. So like if you like. In this one it will say like the 5 stages or blah blah blah. Do you get what I mean? For the each part, whichever part is relevant to you, then you can just choose it from the beginning. So I think like it is helpful to take in, if you need to take in information whilst doing other stuff as well. Because I would like, it was always a thing for me as well. I love reading, but then like obviously I'd like to be in the bath. So it was this idea of like, how could I would have had like a screen in the bath or in the shower that like I was able to just put my book on there and like I can just read my book whilst just swiping across, because that to me would be helpful. I want to read, but I don't want to get my hands wet.
There is things that you can do that in the bath.
Put a screen in there.
No, like there is
like get a little pop thing.
Like one of them. It's like the laptop thing, isn't it? That you can actually put in the bath.
But you don't want your electronics really in the bath.
No,
like,
I don't mean electronics. I mean like, anyway.
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah,
put
so that was my congratulations.
Well,
yeah.
sorry,
And yours is?
Definitely.
And my congratulations is to the Senegal president, Faye. He was elected, I think it was earlier this year. He's like the youngest president to be elected. And he's been doing some really good things in terms of trying to decolonise Senegal. And recently he's announced that he will be looking to close down the French army bases, like military bases that are in Senegal.
That would be good.
So 64 years after
Are you sure he's allowed to, though?
French still has a military presence in the country. But speaking to AFP news agency on Thursday, Faye, who was elected in March, said that France should close its base there. Senegal is an independent country. It is a sovereign country, and sovereignty does not accept the presence of military bases in a sovereign country, he's quoted as saying. And obviously this comes off the back as well of France admitting in a letter sent to Senegal that in 1944 they did in fact massacre 400 Senegalese troops who defended them in World War II because the troops requested higher wages. So they've only just admitted this
really when it comes
the other
to
day.
things.
So yeah, things like that. It just shows like how the past kind of dictates the future. So yeah, I just wanted to congratulate, as I said, the Senegalese president. Yeah, because obviously he's trying to claim back the sovereignty of the country, similar to what Ibrahim Traoré is doing in Burkina Faso, like we spoke about in terms of uniting. So yes, congratulations, well done. More good stuff coming out today.
Yeah, I agree.
Riddle to End.
Riddle to End.
Riddle to
is it your turn?
Yeah, I need to.
Riddle to End.
Oh, you know.
Lanka.
Where do you find Santa's reindeer?
In the North Pole.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
My time to talk.
My time to talk.
Comment if you wanna.
No, don't comment.